What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. My name is Zachary Smith. First and foremost, before we dive into this, if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single piece of content that I'm putting out over here. Leave me a like, and also, as we go through this, comment down below your thoughts on any of the picks, any video that you've seen in the past, anything that you would like to see in the future as we roll towards the 2023 NFL draft. I'm going to have some more content that isn't just draft related. That's kind of just where my main focus is right now. Also, something really cool in the works, hopefully coming to the channel very soon. But right now, for today's video, sticking with what we've been doing, this exercise of doing 4-round mock drafts for every team in the NFL, starting with where their first selection is in the NFL draft. 19 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, only 3 selections within those first 4 rounds. And to me, they're kind of in that purgatory spot right now of the draft where they're not going to get like enough of a high-end player in this draft class, and they're also like just that spot in the first round to me is kind of purgatory. So if I'm them, ideally they can move back from that spot. I don't know with where they sit at, same reason that they'd be looking to get out. You're going to have a bunch of teams looking to move up. It would have to probably be somebody looking to move up for, I mean, we keep talking about this Hendon Hooker talk, 5 QBs going in round 1. Is that maybe a spot for somebody to move up? Tampa Bay, interesting offseason. Obviously, the talk, Tom Brady retires. What's life going to be like after Tom and Tampa Bay? They got second round pick Kyle Trask to compete with Baker Mayfield, who they brought in this offseason. Just, some moving pieces for Tampa, and it looks very different there in life after Tom Brady. So how are we going to make them better for 2023 and beyond? We're going to dive into it and see how we can help them out. Hopefully it'd be cool to see something like change at the top here to really shake things up. Stroud Young, that's not Tyree Wilson, though. There it is. Not Will Anderson at 3 kind of shakes things up, but obviously he still goes within that top 5. Some trades happening here. I actually want to look now just because, Will Levis at 15. So we are not entertaining trades here. Just for the sake of this, it's always been stick and pick. But I want to go through and just see what were parts of these deals. Moving up for Miles Murphy, they gave up 39 burns in a second. Yeah. Why? Another Chicago fleece in Carolina yet again. Christian Gonzalez for pick 14, 46, and 210. Okay, so no players involved there. Witherspoon for 18 and 55. That's the one I looked at already. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, with Tampa here, looking at the needs that they have, you talked me into a lot of different things. I just think they need to become a better football team. Brian Brzee could make Peter Skoronski makes sense. I feel like for every team in the NFL, it's just because of that versatility that he has. As long as if you trust him to play tackle, every team can use him because he can kick inside the guard. That's where some people think his best spot's going to be. The arm length going to be a concern for some folks. But if he's able to stick at tackle too, I mean, you're talking about a guy that could play 3-4 different spots. That is so valuable, and every team could use that. Again, similarly, because of the versatility, I could be talking to Brian Branch for so many different teams. Tampa Bay is definitely one of those. I looked at these corners. They could definitely use a corner. Deontay Banks would make a ton of sense in this spot. Going down a little bit further, Nolan Smith could make a ton of sense in this spot. I think Darno, a tackle like that we know is going to play on the right side. I mean, I'm not like Tristan Wirfs has been so good on the right side. Do you really want to mess with that and take a tackle that is going to have to play on the right side and just assume that Tristan Wirfs is going to seamlessly transition over to the left? Tristan Wirfs is a stud. I think he could do it, but again, why even bother? Why mess with it? Unless he's pushing for that because of obviously, the money difference in playing on the left side as opposed to the right side. You know what? Given what their offseason has looked like, they've lost some things along in that secondary. I'm curious as to what PFN considers their top needs. QB, edge, CB, guard, and running back. Running back. I mean, yeah, Rachaad White to me, I think I don't know that he's an every down guy. I like him a ton, actually. I just don't know if he's an every down running back. Edge, Okay, well, I was leaning Deonte Banks, but my short list here is Skoronski, Deonte Banks, and Nolan Smith. And you know what? As I sit here and think about it, they're gonna be the ones to take a swing. Nolan Smith is my edge too. I think this is great value in this spot. I think he should go top 15 given this class. We're gonna take the swing on Nolan Smith in the spot. Already a very good run defender, and I think he has a lot to tap into as a pass defender or as a pass rusher as well. Man, some of these are very interesting picks. DJ Turner is a top 35 pick. Forbes, even with the size, that weight, 166 pounds. Siaki Ika in the top 50. All right, now we're in this spot again. Ooh. Do they trade? Can we trade Devin White and just replenish that immediately with Jack Campbell? I could get on board with doing that. But don't think that's going to happen. They could use, in my opinion, a nickel. Clark Phillips could make sense here. Might be a little rich given, he's what he is. He's just for sure going to play in the nickel. I mean, I kind of want to take Cedric Tillman. Obviously you have Mike Evans there still. Godwin's better in the slot. Tillman and Evans on the outside with Godwin in the slot. I could get on board with that. And Jahmyr Gibbs, if Rachaad White isn't going to be that every down guy and kind of just be the third down guy. The thing is, like, I wouldn't want to see Gibbs and him splitting carries. Like, if you're drafting Gibbs, just give him the keys as an every down guy, basically. I'm going to go down the board here a little bit on here, but I think he's going to go top 50 for sure. I think he could go the back end of round 1. Where goes Steve Avila? Mean son of a gun on the inside. And I think just automatically your offensive line, you start to develop a different identity when he's very similar to Ryan Jensen, in my opinion, with the way that he plays. Obviously, Jensen is center. We're going to have Avila play guard, but you really start to develop an identity there. And I think you need some new pieces along that offensive line as well. We could have, there was a case to go tackle in the first. Yeah, I get it. Like, people are probably be like, well, who's playing left tackle right now for Tampa? All right, and then here we are again. Bergeron could be a nice little developmental tackle too. This is where the lack of picks really comes into play, because there's so many different directions I want to go here, but I'm only making one more pick right here because these picks are going to be after round 4. So, obviously they have some stuff to work with on day 3 in terms of draft capital, but I think day 2 is where you want basically all your picks to be. So far we've done Nolan Smith and Steve Avila. We could use a pass catcher, in my opinion. We're not going to take a quarterback, obviously, at this point. Corner. What's even left at corner? Like, I'm looking at, like, Eli Ricks, I think is nice, but I would probably be looking more at, like, a guy like Jartavius Martin for the slot than I would at Ricks, if I'm going that direction. Or like a Sidney Brown, who can play at all 3 levels of the defense, in my opinion. Really good athlete at the position, good size, good ball skills too. I think he's got some tackling issues that he needs to clean up. So yeah, it's there. What's left at tight end? Receivers. I like the receivers that are left, but not necessarily anybody like on the outside. So yeah, we're actually gonna go. We're gonna go Sidney Brown here, out of Illinois. Again, I think he's kind of like, there's not many safeties in this class that I think offer something at all three levels. In that he can play on the back end, he can come down and play in the box. I think he could play a little bit in the nickel. So it's interesting. I think he's a very intriguing player, almost like a a moldable ball of clay, if you will, for that defense. So I think with only having the 3 picks, it kind of complicates things. There's a ton of needs that they have, and we're not going to be able to address them all within these first 4 rounds of the draft, only having 3 picks. So this is a team to me that again would benefit greatly from acquiring extra draft capital. But this is what we had to work with here. So as soon as these picks wrap up, we'll take a look at our 3 selections again. Nolan Smith, Steve Avila, Sidney Brown. Let me know how you feel about it, Bucs fans or NFL fans, NFL draft fans in general. Be sure to like the video. As I've said, hit the subscribe button if you are new, or if you haven't yet, hit that notification bell. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about the picks. Until next time, who do we got next time? The Chargers will be on the clock, because 20 with Seattle we would have already done because they had the 5th overall selection. So the Chargers next on the docket, selecting at number 21, and we'll see you then. Until then,